Next up, one of our most important recruits for the year, Mitch McGovern. Mitch McGovern played 12 games last season and he kicked 15 goals. A lot of people are talking about him being this 40-goal type player for us. I'm not sold on that yet. I'm sold on him being a really good role player for us in our forward line. I spoke about it in the Harry Mackay video. You know, you got Harry, you got Mitch, you got Charlie. They're all big bodies and guys that need a really good defender. Now, Mitch and Charlie are probably our 1 and 2, depending on how you look at it, if you're an opposition side. And so for me, what I want to see from Mitch is just that experience. He's going to be an injection of experience that we haven't had in the last couple of years. So with that comes expectations of consistency. We can't afford to be seeing games where we think, when are we going to see the best of Mitch McGovern? It's got to be, this is the best of Mitch McGovern. I think we've got him at the perfect point in his career. Obviously got a lot of experience at the Crows. He's played in a grand final. And he's taken big marks. He's had big moments in clutch moments in big games. And so I just want to see him bring that to the club. What that looks like in terms of quantifiable stats, I don't really have an answer for that right now. 40 goals seems like a stretch for me, to be honest. I don't see him being a permanent forward for the entire season. I do see us using him up the ground a little bit more. If things aren't going well, he's a guy that can also go back if we need. He's sort of like a chess piece, a very versatile one. So I haven't quite put my finger on what I want yet from Mitch McGovern, because to be quite honest with you, I haven't watched him play as religiously as what I've watched the Carlton boys play. So I'm going to need to see him play in the team. I'm going to need to see what type of role we put him in. At this point in time, it sounds great that he's going to be a forward all year, but I'm thinking logically in my mind, I just don't see him being a permanent forward all year yet. So let's see what happens with his role. But yeah, like I said, I don't want to be having to worry about, is he still building towards his best footy? So I would hope that he comes in, and he might need half a season to get back to full fitness. He had this back injury, which was a disaster, such an innocuous thing. I mean, I was there when it happened, and I remember he went up for this big grab, and it was a massive, massive grab, and everyone sort of groaned in astonishment. And then we sort of looked at each other like, why is he going so hard? It's just training. So he must be raring to go. He must be relishing, the new opportunity to be at the club. And I'm very excited for that. It is very disappointing to see that he's missed, a little bit of preseason. I think when you miss any preseason, we get a little bit sensitive, because I think you just know, a full preseason, what it does to a player. You look at Paddy Cripps last year. He managed to get through the entire preseason, and look at the type of year he had. He was at his best. And when you miss 3, 4, 5 weeks of running, and you've got to play catch up, and you're at his size, he's going to need a few games to get into it. And I just want everyone to be a little bit patient, especially if we put him in the side in round 1. He's going to need to learn a new system. It's all fine and well to learn a new system while you're at training, but then you put it into practice, in a match. Combine that with the fact that we're still a very young list, a very young midfield. There's going to be inconsistent moments, and so the forwards are going to get less opportunities. So let's be patient. 40 goals would be fantastic, but of course it would. So let's be patient as supporters. I really have hope that he's going to be a fantastic player for us. Would love to see him, one of our top 3 in our best and fairest. I think that'd be a pretty big thing for him. But yeah, I just want to see him integrate into the club, enjoy himself, get as many games under him as he can this season, learn the Carlton way of playing, and then bang, let's get going for 2020. So looking forward to seeing Mitch McGovern in the navy blue. What about you? What do you think is going to be his ceiling for 2019?